You're living a life that looks right but feels wrong. Maybe you have the degree, maybe the job that pays well, maybe the relationship that other people envy, and on paper it all makes sense. But then what is this quiet voice in the back of your head that keeps asking, is this really it? And you push it down because everything is fine. You're fine, right? I was fine too, for years. Until I realized I'm lying to myself. Self-gaslighting, self-deception, daily, about everything. And when I look around, most people are living the same lies. So today you're getting the antidote. I'm giving you 4 harsh truths that I learned through tears, therapy, and research. And they might sting, but every single one of them changed how I see my life, and I think they'll change yours too. Truth number 1, there is no easy pick your heart. There is no version of your life where everything is easy. I need you to hear that. There is no finish line that you cross and then everything falls into place and you can finally relax. You always have to pick your heart. So let's say you do what society expects you to do, what your parents tell you to do. You get the job, you earn the money. But this hamster wheel 9-to-5 life will become hard after a while. The office drama, the gossip, nonsensical tasks, these meetings. Or let's say you decide to do your own thing. You are unconventional, creative, the outsider. But this also will be uncomfortable and hard. You suddenly have all of these choices in the world. When do I want to work? With whom? What? If at all? And nobody's there to give you the answer. You have to choose and choose and choose. Stay committed, work twice the hours without any safety or guarantee for success. And that is the same for all big life decisions. Every path you could choose has its own version of hard. Every single one, no matter how good it sounds on paper. Let me prove it to you. Imagine one night, 10 p.m. in a small town in Thailand, and I'm living in an old house next to an abandoned coconut field. It's so hot and sticky, and I'm about to start a session with a coaching client in Germany. That is the career I chose, right? The free, unconventional, location-independent dream. And then out of nowhere, there is this swarm of moths coming, and they are swarming around the ceiling lights, and I'm just standing there trying not to panic because the coaching session is starting in 30 seconds. The client is already knocking in Zoom. So I sit down, I start the session, I smile, and I help this person for 90 minutes through this career crisis he's in, while inside I'm freaking out when all these moths are circling me and I can't turn off the lights so that they leave. So I just sit there. Then I close the laptop. Oh, maybe a 9-to-5 job would be easier. Maybe all of this was a mistake. Why do I have to suffer so much? Marty, stop! What are you talking about? You chose this. This is your heart. The moths, the mosquitoes, the snakes, the late night sessions, the heat. This is the version of heart that comes with the life you wanted. And the reason I tell you this story is that this is a dilemma that all of us humans are living in. The oldest part of your brain wants you to live a safe, predictable life without any surprises. Ideally, the same boring routine day in, day out. Safety at least. While your soul wants the opposite. It yearns for freedom, for self-expression, for something that really matters to you. And these two are going to dance with each other for the rest of your life. While your brain wants a choreography and your soul wants to freestyle. But no matter which way you choose, you will choose a version of hard. This choice between an easy life and a hard life it's an illusion. So the truth is that you can just stop feeling behind, as if you are running and running and running and still not reaching this comfortable, easy life everybody's talking about. Because there is nothing to reach. There is no finish line because there is no race. So choose wisely which heart you want, because you are getting one either way. Truth number 2, a perfect mask is always going to make you less happy than your imperfect real self. And you're going to hear that and think, yeah, I know that. Be authentic, be yourself, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not talking about some inspirational Instagram post. I am talking about you right now. Because the truth is, the version of you that you think is you is probably a mask. And you don't even know that you are wearing it. That is how real and normal it feels. Most people live and die with their mask on. They build their career, their family, their whole life around their mask. And I also didn't know that I was wearing one for the longest time of my life. I thought that is just me. My mask was the high performer, the brain, the researcher, logical, ambitious, intellectual, the straight A student, later the prestigious research institute, on the track for a PhD, and I thought I had the whole package. And I was genuinely proud of that. I got the feedback that I was good at what I'm doing. But then, what is this tiny nagging feeling? Why don't I feel ever fulfilled? I'm doing everything right, but then why am I still feeling empty? Because none of that was mine. I was 14 when I brought home the first A's in my school report. And my normally rather self-absorbed and distanced mother was suddenly so happy and warm. And that was when I learned good grades can buy you love. So I just took on my mother's dream, my grandmother's definition of success: high education, perfection, discipline, be smart, be serious, be impressive. Then you will have success in life. And we all walk around for decades thinking this is just who I am. But it's really who you were trained to be before you were old enough to choose for yourself. And I took years of therapy and coaching to learn that these values I was living, they weren't mine. These goals my whole life revolved around, all my energy went into, they weren't mine. The me that everyone respected and admired, that looked so good on paper, was just a character, just a persona that I built to be loved. And when I finally allowed myself to take off that mask, it hurt because it was glued to my face, to my skin for decades. And honestly, it felt like a downgrade because beneath that was just a flawed, shameless, creative Marty. But here is the truth that I want you to hear, that I learned since taking off that mask. There are places only fools can reach. Perfection, logic, and high performance won't get you there. On to truth number 3, the cavalry isn't coming. I'm sorry to say, but nobody is going to discover you. Nobody is going to look at your CV and say, "We have been waiting for you." Nobody is going to make you famous overnight. It sucks. I know, because I expected life to work that way. I finished my master's degree, decided against a PhD, and genuinely thought someone is going to see this CV and just know it. Know that I am talented, that I work hard, and that I deserve an opportunity. I sent out so many applications and just waited for this email that says, "We need exactly someone like you. Where have you been all this time?" It never came. Not even an invitation, just rejection after rejection after rejection. But I didn't learn my lesson. Years after, during COVID, I started a YouTube channel. It was a passion project, interviewing nerdy business owners in Berlin. And a small part of me, this secret, naive, hopeful part thought maybe one video will blow up. Maybe I will go viral and then I'll be famous and rich. Guess what? Not many people cared. And I'm telling you this because I know you are doing the same thing right now. Maybe not with YouTube or your job, but you are waiting for something. The right moment, the right opportunity, this permission to go for it. And of course, you deserve the world. You deserve everything you are dreaming of. But the person who will give you what you deserve, that is you. Everything worthwhile that I have seen in my life, in life of coaching clients, in the lives of people I look up to, came down to commitment and a little bit of insanity. This Delulu life comes from repeating not so Delulu ordinary actions again and again over a long, long time. And this overnight success that we all kind of secretly want, it comes from working hard in silence for years. And the person you are waiting for is you. So you gather all your courage and now you are ready. You want to take that step and then you go, maybe not. But here is truth number 4. Because embarrassment and imposter syndrome are not warning signs that something is wrong. They are green flags. And don't roll your eyes here, because I know somewhere you are using them as an excuse to not do what you want. You feel like you're shitty at something, so you rather stop. You feel like a fraud, like everybody is laughing at you, and you quit. You try it out a little bit, but then you feel embarrassed and decide it wasn't meant for you. But all of that is not a sign from the universe or intuition. That's cowardice. That's you playing small and rather staying in your box. And I also felt like an imposter for most of my life. I was the only immigrant kid in this German village. And I was sitting in this classroom, not knowing the language, pretending that I understand what's going on. Then I started a business with no clients, no real backup plan, but unemployment benefits, intending that I will make a living of it. And I am right now making YouTube videos that almost no one is watching. Thank you, those who are watching. And part of me wants just hide in a cave and cry. And another part of me wants to have an impact. And you know what? Every single good thing in life came from something that felt embarrassing at first. You'll never feel like a fraud lying on your couch. Imposter syndrome only comes up when you are reaching for something bigger than you currently are. So it's not a warning sign. It's a proof that you are growing. And most people don't want to hear that. Because if feeling cringe is a green flag, that means you have no excuse to stop. And it means that you have no reason to look down on cringe people doing cringe things, because at least they are progressing. And spoiler alert, it will never stop. You will just be scared of bigger and bigger things. But isn't it great? Because this feeling is a sign that you are evolving. So when you have an idea and you feel imposter syndrome or embarrassment coming up, that is your signal. Say yes, commit, and then you can freak out all you want. And that were my 4 truths. Not 20, not 40, but 4. Because I'd rather give you 4 that make you think than 40 and you make a screenshot and never look at it again. So if one of these really triggered you and felt like I was talking to you personally, drop me in the comments which one. I read every one of them. And if you're still there, you didn't click off, Thank you. That is the courage I am talking about. And if you want to have more no bullshit videos on how to live a cringe and courageous life, please subscribe. I will be so happy. Now, if you want to take this one step further, then give me 21 minutes and I will make you dangerously courageous. The video is right here. See you there.